Hey, Joes and Joettes. It's episode 26 of the Books by Josh show, Books by Josh audio immersion. What's the topic? It's a topic I thought of about 10 minutes ago. The life of an entrepreneur is lonely. Buckle down, sit down, do whatever you have to do, because this is one of my real talks from the heart. So, you can still say I'm towards the beginning of my entrepreneur journey, trying to figure out what I want to do, things of that nature. But even so, it's still lonely. Over the course of doing what I do, lost friends along the ways, things like that, because I'm an honest person and I'm blunt. If I see something, I'll tell them, hey, I don't think what you're doing is right. Hey, you shouldn't do that, blah, blah, blah. I don't think you should go about dealing with that customer like that. That's just who I am. That's cost me a lot, but I can't change that because I want to be a truthful person. I want to be a guy who you can say, you know what, that's an honest Joe right there. Never lies. You understand? So, fast forward to today. You give advice, you tell people certain things, and they take it the wrong way. And it's like they come to you for advice, but who do you go to for advice on certain things? There's no one. That's the whole thing. I give advice, but when I need advice, who do I turn to? There's not that many like-minded people in the same industry as me that I personally know. Like I have a couple mentors, but these mentors, they have different things. They do sales, they run a couple businesses, brick and mortar, and I can talk to them about managing employees or how to increase sale volumes, things of that nature. But about giving advice, it's hard. I know there's things like mastermind groups, this and that, but to be honest, the best way is to sit down or talk on the phone with somebody face to face. Which is why I like dealing with certain people, because we can go out for a dinner, sit down, or even go for a walk. Me and my best friend a couple weeks ago walked for about 9 hours, and we just talked, venting. It's healthy, and it's free of charge because walking's free. Just last night, I walked from Times Square, 42nd Street, all the way down to Chinatown, then back up to 14th Street. But that's the whole thing. You get to walk, you get to vent, get to talk. And that's the camaraderie that I like to establish with everyone. To be that person that people can open up to. But in the entrepreneur life, seems like nobody really wants to talk to you about specifics, money situation. It's like you can't really express how much money you're intaking unless you're talking to someone to increase your business flow. You don't want to give them exact numbers. You don't want to talk about startup capital. None of that, because honestly, you're afraid to tell them, oh, this is how much I did in sales this quarter of this year. And then you'll feel like they'll judge you. You gotta be open for criticism, I understand, but it's hard to actually act upon that. That's why it's hard to sit down and read for nonstop. But that's why I tell everybody, don't go something half cocked. I would say the other thing, but I'm trying to keep this clean. So, what half cocked means is your heart's not fully in it. Just like network marketing, or even my job now, my heart's not fully in this job. When I worked with electronics, that is a passion of mine. I love technology, and in that field, I could talk to anyone for days. And I was stay current, even to this day, I stay current on all that news because I enjoy it. You know how they say, find what you do and do that, but that's not something I want to do. I did it for 10 years. So that's why I switched gears. I tried this out. This isn't it. But the whole thing is, I'm trying to find another job while still doing the podcast and things like that. But it's like, who do I get the advice on what field to go to? I honestly don't want to go back to the old field, even though I enjoyed it. It became mundane. It's the same thing every single day. You see different faces, but it becomes repetitive. 10 years is a long time. And that's my whole problem. I don't know what field I want to go to. I had no one to ask this. Because everybody I talk to want me to do sales, go back into that field, go back and commute 3 hours a day. I can't anymore. So that's the whole thing. You have to make these decisions on your own. Sure, you could talk to spouses, family, but who has your best interests at heart other than yourself, honestly? And you get to this point that you have to take a step back and try to analyze everything. I'm a fan of listing out pros and cons. One side the pros, one side the cons. It doesn't work like that always because it's not black or white. The world is gray areas. And some pros or some cons outweigh the other. And that's the whole thing. You're the only one that can judge that. Prime example. Should you eat at said restaurant over here? The food is good, but the price is expensive. But the quality of food, does it justify that price? That's what I'm saying. It's not black or white. The lists don't always work perfectly because of scenarios like that. I had a $3 pork chop yesterday. And it was amazing. And what I paid, we had 2 appetizers, 2 entrees, and 2 beers. It's $20 a person for 2 people. It's amazing. But it was like an 8-mile walk to get there. You see, the pros don't outweigh the cons all the time, or the cons don't outweigh the pros. And I'm going off topic, I know, but I'm just trying to vent a little bit and talk. So, of course, we have the books. Trust me. Try and finish Sam Walton Made in America finally. I have about 120 more e-pages left on the current month I'm doing. And that doesn't sound like a lot. But that book was not written for entertainment. Like Crushing It, I could read that in a week. Anna Kendrick, biography, I read that in like 4 days. This book has so much information. It's not bad information. It's amazing stuff that's in there. And Jeff Bezos says that Sam Walton's his mentor, and he reads that book every year, I think he said. But the information is so much. It's a lot to ingest at one time. Heck, I Am Jackie Chan right here. And this book is another great book. And like I said, I could sit here and read this all night. But it's because it's a different type of book. I'm trying to find answers through these books. So same thing with investing. I have no financial advisor. I don't have a fiduciary financial plan. None of that. I do all my own investments by testing the waters, by reading. Tony Robbins, Money Master of the Day, 7 Simple Steps to Create Financial Freedom. Unshakable. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The Total Money Makeover. A couple other ones, but that's the whole thing. The one investment guide you ever need, I have that right next to me too. And that's great, but the problem is a lot of these people, they're no longer with us. And trust me, I try to reach out to some people through email, I still haven't got a response back. So the living ones I try to email or get in contact, Kevin Smith, Steve Harvey, a couple other people. Still waiting for that. But that's the whole thing. Who do you turn to? In my case, I just go with these audios. When I say audios, I go on YouTube, I listen to some stuff. Some of it motivational, some of it real world advice. E.T., Jim Rohn, Gary Vee. And it actually helps. Evan Carmichael has a lot of great things with his top 10 rules for success. But that's the whole thing. If you're lost, like how I feel a lot of the times, you just got to keep on ingesting more content. Because we go to the gym to work out our body, our muscles. We pay all this money for free range, organic, no pesticides, none of this, fruits, the chicken, the meats, we buy GMO free. for our insides. But what do we do about the strongest muscle? Nothing. Most people stop learning after college. And that's a problem. And through learning, you can overcome certain objections. So, prime example, my friend who does sales makes close to $500,000 in sales. He's amazing. And you know why he's so good? Because he can overcome any objection before you even say it. Because he's been doing it so long that he already knows all the objections you can have. But some of us don't have all that time to learn all these objections, which is why we read. And see, I'm lost, things like that, but I'm not going to let it stop me from putting out content. Heck, today on my lunch break, I took out my laptop and just started typing away with a blog post. Right now, I'm already recording this podcast. Right when I came home, I went to the user facilities, came into my room, and started recording this. Why? Because why stop? I was watching a YouTube video yesterday about self-discipline, 15 steps to get self-discipline. Talk about this 50-day challenge. I know Ty Lopez, 67-day steps, 67 steps to success, all this stuff. So that's why I have to get back on my grind with this. And I'm working on the new thing this weekend with these books. See how that goes. So, that's basically it for this week's podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If not, oops, it ain't for you. But, Joe's enjoys. You guys will hear me in the next one. Well, I might see you guys on the street. You never know. See you.